CBC is the worst, but the rest of the Canadian media are catching up thanks to Trudeau's $595 million bailout. But you've got to check out this story today from the CBC. It is not even a real news story. I mean, it's not fake news, and it's not a fabrication. They're not outright lying. But it's not newsworthy. It's not real journalism. It's a little political campaign, a little cautionary tale, make an example out of someone that serves the interests of Justin Trudeau and the Liberal government in this campaign year. It serves as an infomercial, in this case, for World Hijab Day, the Islamist celebration of the subjugation of women. Let me read the headline to you of the story. Head of Alberta Newcomer Agency under fire for social media post on face veils. And then you can see the little subheadline there. Full face covering in public is a notch too far, Frank Bauer wrote on Facebook in 2017. Ha! Well, get a rope. Clearly we got to hang this guy. So it's just what it looks like. Look at that smiling guy there. What a friendly guy. Frank Bauer. He's a social worker. He loves refugees, by the way. It's what he does all day, every day. His job is to integrate refugees into society. I mean, for heaven's sake, look what his organization is called. It's called CARE, which stands for Central Alberta Refugee Efforts. He's been the boss there since 2013, and for a couple of years before that, he had other pro-refugee positions, including volunteer coordinator. So this guy would literally go around Red Deer, Alberta, and tell people they should come and work for free to help integrate refugees into Canada. He himself is an immigrant. I think he's from Holland. You really can't get any friendlier than this guy. I imagine he's helped hundreds of refugees over the years, if he's been there for almost a decade. So what does that mean to help them? Well, getting them jobs, getting them housing, getting them into schools, helping them learn English, just showing them how to live and work in Canada, how to dress in the cold, how to use our banking system, stuff like that. But you see, he wrote something on Facebook in 2017. That's the headline here. Now, it was in public, it was in a debate about integration, it was a respectful, polite conversation, but he had an opinion that Justin Trudeau's enforcers don't like. Here's what he said. Before I read this, understand this is part of a friendly, positive, solutions-oriented discussion amongst pro-refugee people. He was weighing in on a real question that many Canadians talk about. Okay, I'll just read it. What a good and at the same time difficult topic to bring up for discussion. Indeed, where is the line in the sand on welcoming and accepting people and immigrants making concessions on adapting and in some ways conforming to the new country they find themselves in? Let me stop there. That's a good question, isn't it? I mean, the question, it's a real question. What is the line between how much do we have to conform to them and how much do they have to conform to us? And look at how gently he's weighing in. And he indicates it's a difficult subject. But he's the leader of this pro-refugee group, so he wants to set the tone about how to talk about it, being respectful, but let's talk about it. I'll keep quoting again. This is just a Facebook post from 2017. I am a strong advocate for being welcoming, inclusive, and respecting all cultures and religions, however, find full face covering in public a notch too far. Yeah, so do most people, not just in Canada, but around the world. Many Muslim countries, by the way, have banned the full face obscuring burqas and niqabs. Egypt just did. So has France, the great liberal republic. And by the way, according to this massive Angus Reid survey, 77% of Canadians want the burqa banned, at least amongst the public service. That's the red line there. This is the burqa. This is what we're talking about. I think that's, I don't even know what that's called. But, you know, seriously. Yeah, look at that. That's the niqab. He's talking about this too. Same Angus Reid poll shows that 75% of Canadians want to ban the niqab. So yeah, it's a discussion. I mean, actually, it's not even much of a discussion. We all agree. Those aren't good. Now, this guy, remember, he's a pro-refugee advocate who has given a decade of his life to serving refugees, to help them fit in and to be successful in Canada. And he wants to talk about it in a respectful way. But the CBC will not have it. I'll finish reading his post. He says, I would not feel comfortable in conversations, no matter what the topic is, and believe this is an area where newcomers need to respect and adapt themselves to Canadian culture and norms. And that's it. That's it. That's the whole Facebook post from 2 years ago. Imagine asking refugees who are living off our avails to show us some respect. That's outrageous. What a racist. Yeah. Well, like I mentioned, today is the Islamist propaganda event called World Hijab Day, where Muslim extremists try to normalize putting women in little one-person body bags, like little chastity belts for the face. And so the CBC has dredged up this 2-year-old Facebook post, completely polite, from years ago, and they're going to try and get this guy fired. Like I said, it's a state broadcaster. That's a real state broadcaster move. A government journalist at the CBC, working for Justin Trudeau, tattled about this social worker to the government bureaucrats at the Citizenship and Immigration Department working for Justin Trudeau. I'm sorry, that is not journalism, that is activism. It's not even activism, it's just trying to get a guy fired because you don't like him. Let me quote from the story. Immigration, Refugee, and Citizenship Canada said it had not been made aware of any incidents prior to CBC's inquiry, but planned to meet with CARE on the matter. The department is providing $3.7 million to CARE over 3 years ending in 2020. So not a single real person complained about this. Of course not. So the CBC complained. You just saw it there. The CBC, they're not reporting the news. They've created the news here. They are the ones ginning up a controversy where obviously there was none. That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant show. Every day I do a video monologue and then I interview an interesting guest. And then I end by reading my hate mail, but you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at therebel.media/shows.